What is up, guys? Delboy here, bringing you a quick preview for Terence Crawford versus Jose Benavidez Jr. This fight goes down this weekend on Saturday, takes place in Omaha, Nebraska, USA. Terence Crawford is going to be defending his WBO welterweight title for the first time. He won that belt against Jeff Horn earlier this summer. The first thing I notice about this fight is the lack of buzz. Nobody is talking about it. In fact, I went on Twitter this morning and there were people out there saying they didn't even realise Crawford was fighting this weekend. That's the extent this has gone under the radar. Nobody is talking about it. A lot of people out there don't even know this fight is happening. And, you may say that is due to the quality of the matchup. You might be right. And that may be part of the reason, but I don't think that's the whole reason. Despite Crawford being a pound-for-pound level fighter, in my opinion, he's top 3. But despite that, this guy has never really captured the public's imagination, let's be honest. I mean, to a lot of people, his style is not entertaining. I think that's a little bit unfair in regards to Crawford. I think he's had fights where he has been entertaining and he has gone for the knockout. But, some people out there, I've seen them say they don't like his style. And ultimately, he's not really an engaging personality. He doesn't have that star quality. And, yes, us hardcore fans love him. But, people have to realise we are a niche, We are a small part of the boxing audience. And the fact is, yes, we like Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford doesn't appeal to casuals. That is the reality. And the only time this guy has had any buzz recently was when he was beefing with Errol Spence. But apart from that, nobody's really been talking about him. Nobody's talking about this fight. So, it's a shame really. As I said, he's a pound-for-pound level fighter. He's a guy I enjoy watching. He's in my pound-for-pound list. I really like Crawford, but he just doesn't appeal to a wide audience, unfortunately. And at 30, 31 years old, it's very unlikely he ever will, to be honest with you. But let's talk about his fight with Jose Benavidez Jr. I mean, it is what it is. It's a bit of a mark time fight. It's a bit of a stay busy fight. I find it hard to get excited about Jose Benavidez. First things first, he's been inactive. He had a long layoff due to getting shot. Obviously, he had to recover. Since his comeback, he's fought 2 low-level guys, and somehow he finds himself in a fight with Terence Crawford for the WBO welterweight title. So he's been inactive, and if we take his career as a whole, he's not really done anything too impressive. The 2 standout names on his resume are Mauricio Herrera and Francisco Santana. Now, the Santana fight, go and watch that fight. I felt Benavidez looked very average that night. He really struggled with the pace and pressure of Santana, and, he lost multiple rounds in that fight. There's people out there who actually felt he lost that fight. He looked really bad in that fight. He also fought Herrera, again, pretty competitive, but I felt he won that fight. And that's his resume, He doesn't really have anything on there to really make you excited, to really give you any sort of hope that he can beat Crawford. He's been inactive, and the level of competition, apart from those 2 names, has been, subpar, to say the least. And, the only interesting thing going for Jose Benavidez, in my opinion, is the fact that apparently this guy's 6'2". Now, whether he's actually 6'2" or, he's kind of exaggerating, I'm not sure, but he's clearly a tall guy for the weight, and he's taller than Terence Crawford, so maybe his height and reach could give Crawford some issues. But apart from that, I'm really struggling to give this guy any type of hope in this fight. Crawford is quicker, he's more dynamic, he puts his shots together better, he's more versatile, he's a better athlete. Crawford is better at everything as far as I'm concerned. He's more experienced. I can't really see anything Benavidez does better than Terence Crawford. The fact that I'm kind of banking on his height and reach giving Crawford issues kind of says it all as far as I'm concerned. You know, I think Benavidez, you know, he looks quite tough, to be fair. So maybe, you know, he could extend Crawford a few rounds. Maybe he could make the distance. But, I mean, I don't really feel he's going to offer any kind of resistance for Terence Crawford. I think Crawford is going to outbox him. I think he's going to finesse him. And ultimately, Benavidez will lose this fight as far as I'm concerned. Maybe, you know, late stoppage or a lopsided points defeat, one of the two. I just can't see Jose Benavidez having any type of success in this fight. Also on this card, as a side note, Shakur Stevenson is going to be fighting if anybody's interested. Shakur Stevenson is actually taking a bit of a step up. In comparison to previous competition at least, he is going to be fighting a guy called Viriel Simeone. Simeone actually fought Scott Quigg and Lee Selby in the UK. He took both guys to the decision. So he's a tough guy, you know, he's durable, he'll come to fight. He's better than everybody Stevenson's fought so far, so it is a step up. But I feel Simeone at this stage is past his best, and he was quite limited to begin with. So Shakur Stevenson should outbox this guy to a points win. I would be shocked if he actually got the stoppage though. Simeone is a tough guy. He, like I said, he took Quigg's power. So I would be surprised if Stevenson actually stops him. But yeah, that's worth looking at on the undercard. But yeah, the card itself is quite bare. Nothing really to get excited about. And like I said earlier, you know, Crawford really has struggled to capture the public's imagination, unfortunately. I think he's a tremendous fighter, but is he going to get these big fights at welterweight? I'm not so sure. I hope he does. I think he's an exceptional fighter, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. What do you guys think of Crawford versus Benavidez? Am I underselling Benavidez? I don't think so personally, but tell me. Share your comments below. Peace.